Hey guys, thanks for watching Nerf Socom Reviews. This is the Which Should I Get series final video. And as you can see, these guns are balanced in here. These are all the winners. We've got these two heavy guns here, the Centurion and the Rhino Fire. We've got two pistols, which are almost the exact same thing. The Sweet Revenge and the Hammer Shot. We also have the Rapid Glow and a Sling Fire. I am not going to be rounding these down to the last one or two guns or something, because that's just way too much. Instead, we're going to be doing heavies, which would be the Centurion and this gun here. Medium, like assault rifles, these two guns here, and the pistols. So let's first off start with just pros and cons, and I'm going to go to shooting test. First of all, let's go to the heavies. I should say that the Centurion you might not consider a heavy gun, because it's a sniper, but it is a big gun. So pros first. This gun is the longest gun there is so far. It does come with a bipod on it, so you can use it as an attachment on any other gun that you have. This also has some really decent range on it. However, the accuracy, not that great, but the range is pretty nice. The cons for the Centurion here, the accuracy, like I said, is not that good. It seems to jam some, not as much as some of the other guns, but it does jam a little bit. Also, it's quite bulky. For the pros and cons of the Rhino Fire here, it's the first gun that comes with two dual barrels, except for like the barrel break kind of a thing. But this is the first one that's a machine gun that has dual barrels that can go back and forth. Another pro is it has full auto, and then it has a ton of ammo, so you can just fire off for a really long time. It's really meant for like suppressive fire, just firing constantly upon the enemy. For the cons of this gun, the barrels, they're not actually real action. They're kind of cheesy, they're kind of fake. It doesn't really do anything except for just use the battery. So I might even consider myself cutting those off so that the power goes to the gun instead. Also, this gun has some slow reaction because you pull the thumb and it takes half second or something for the gun to rev up and shoot a couple of darts. So if someone runs up to you, here might be a half second too late. Also, this gun is very bulky, just as a Centurion is. For the medium guns, the assault rifles here, let's start with the Rapid Glow. The pros and cons of the Rapid Glow here, it has some really nice range, and also the magazine, well, it has the glow magazine part, which is not as cool, but it holds 10 rounds ammo, which is perfect for a battle, because sometimes 6 isn't enough. However, 10 and 12 is just about a perfect amount. The cons for this gun, the accuracy is not that great. Also, the glow magazine doesn't actually work that well. I tried turning on the glow magazine, having a dart in there, and I wait for a few minutes and even shoot, and you really can't see the dart glow that well. It's very light, but when it travels through the air, you can't see it at all. All right, so now for the Sling Fire here. The pros and cons of this gun. First off, the pros, the accuracy is pretty good. It seems to be pretty well. I can hit, with the range that it has, I can hit the target with the range that it has, which is pretty good. Also, this gun is just extremely fun to use. Because it's the only lever action rifle that Nerf has so far. And it's really fun. You can do some like air cocks and type of stuff, which is kind of fun with it. And it seems like it's kind of a movie type of a prop, just because it's really fun to use. For the cons of this though, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to use, and you have to watch your finger when you do this, because when you pull this down, you bring it back up, you could smash your finger up here. So to make sure you either don't have your finger there or you have it in the right position. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes. Also, I've noticed that in battle sometimes, if you don't have a strong enough mag inside of it, it's like the darts can't load into the chambers properly. So sometimes I'll dry fire. Normally if I'm on the last few darts in the mag, because the mag is weaker at that point. The spring doesn't have as much tension, so it doesn't load the darts properly. So it sometimes dry fires when you're trying to shoot in battle. So now let's move on to the pistols here. These are difficult. They're nearly the same exact thing. They just have a different outer shell. They both have the railings on the top. You both prime them with the handles or the hammers, and you pull the trigger, and you can use them one hand each. So they're really cool. They both have the sling adapters, almost the same exact thing. However, this one does come with a holster, which I didn't have on the table here. And it also comes with glasses, which kind of cheesy. Doesn't really matter. It doesn't make sense. It's not really worth it. But however, it does come with the holster, which is really nice. You can keep it on your side when you use your other primary weapon. So that's what I like about the Sweet Revenge gun here. So now let's move on to a shooting test real quick so you can see the ranges in between all these different guns. Alright, so for the three classes of these guns, we're splitting from the Rhino Fire and the Mega Centurion, the two pistols and the two mid-sized rifles, I guess you'd say. We're going to be comparing the basic ranges of them. So let's start out with the pistols here. We'll do this one first, Sweet Revenge. Alright. Now we're going to shoot the hammer shots. So for the ranges of these guns, the Sweet Revenge here, the darts landed from 35 all the way to 40 feet, while the hammer shot, the darts landed from 15 to 35 feet. So as you can see, the Sweet Revenge was a bit better than this one. So let's move on to the next set. Alright, so now we're going to go for our mid-sized weapons. Let's pick up the Sling Fire. I have it primed already. Let's see the range of this gun. Weird. I think I have a jam. Shoot this one first. That was not the weapon's fault, I just didn't prime it right. So for the range of these guns, the Sling Fire, the darts landed from 25 to 40, while the Rapid Glow, the darts landed from 35 to 44. So the ranges seemed a little bit better on this gun. However, the accuracy was a ton better on the Sling Fire because the Rapid Glow, the darts seem to be going all over the place. So let's do the next guns. Alright, so now for the Mega Centurion. I'm comparing that with the Rhino Fire. Maybe a little bit weird because it's a machine gun versus a sniper, but, well, they're both really big guns. Alright, so now let's see the Rhino Fire. And we have some sort of a jam here. Check the side. Looks like it just wasn't loaded properly. The dart is smashed in the inside there. So for the range of these guns, the Mega Centurion, the darts landed from 45 all the way to 62 feet, has some really decent range. The Rhino Fire, the darts landed from 25 all the way to 55 feet. Accuracy, not the best on either of these, actually. The accuracy is not that great on either of these. However, the range is a little bit better on the Mega Centurion. So let's move back to the table. Alright, so we're back from the range tests, and we're going to do the final comparisons, but I would like to mention that these guns are all the best of their classes, or the best of their types of guns that we chose, like the Zombie Strike series. These are both the best you could get of the Which to Get series that we've had so far. So out of all these guns, I would recommend all of these for sure, and even some of the ones that weren't winners I would recommend as well. But we're just rounding out the last few. So here are the heavy weapon guns. I think the Rhino Fire and the Mega Centurion, because they're so different. I mean, this was more of a sniper rifle, while this was a heavy machine gun. It was just really difficult to figure out which one is my favorite gun. However, the Mega Centurion, I realized that there's not as much ammunition in it, so you can only use 6 shots, so it wouldn't be as good in a big game. So I would say the Rhino Fire. However, I mean, there are some small parts where like the Rhino Fire jams a bit. I think I had a jam in the outside on the range test, so it has a lot of jamming issues with it. But however, I like it better because it has a lot more ammunition in it, and it will be really good for big games as well as small games. I mean, if you were in a big game with a Mega Centurion, you can only shoot 6 rounds and you have to reload, and there's a bunch of enemies can hit you at that time. So I would say the Rhino Fire is the winner of these two. It was kind of a difficult choice. All right, so now we'll move on to the Assault class here, the Sling Fire and the Rapid Low. These two were also quite even because there's some advantages and disadvantages over the two. I mean, if you're a guy or a girl, I mean, that's almost an obvious choice. You could just choose this one or this one from that. But however, I think I like the Sling Fire better. Not just because it's a zombie strike gun, because I mean the paint job, but just because it's much more fun to use with the lever action, and it seems to have a lot better accuracy than the Rapid Red here. However, this one does have some good ranges compared to it. It seems to the darts just fly way out of where you're trying to shoot from. So I'd probably recommend the Sling Fire out of these two. However, like again, if you're a girl, then you might as well get this one because I mean it's just about the same. With the pistol class, also these were hard. Well, actually, it's kind of easier with these two because this one comes with the holster. I would recommend this one out of these two, unless if you don't want to because it's the Rebel series. I would recommend getting the Sweet Revenge because it has a holster on it, which is really helpful. You can be in a battle, have your secondary right on you. I mean, you could put this in your pocket or something, or make your own holster, but I mean, that's really the big thing that changes between these two. And the ranges seem to be a little bit better on the Sweet Revenge gun. This one is a little bit used, so that could be a little bit reason why this one has better range, but I think this would be the winner out of the two there. All right, so these are the last 3 winners. We've got all 3 of them, which is actually a perfect arsenal. You'd have to get your pistol, your rifle, and your big gun for big games. I think this is a perfect setup. I would have just these 3 guns actually myself. I would really want the rest of the guns, but for the 2014 guns, these would be a really good setup. If you think there should have been a different gun on this table, or if there should be different winners, definitely put that in the comments below. We'd like to see what you think there should have been. So thanks for watching the Nerf Socom 2014 What Should I Get series.